Mark, you have done a lot of work on CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. For our viewers that are still not fully on board with what a CBDC is, break it down for us.
Sure. CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. Now, what does that mean? Well, first of all, 80% of dollar transactions are done digitally anyway. So what's the big deal? Well, a central bank digital currency is different in two ways. First of all, it means that I have an account directly with a central bank as opposed to regional decentralized banks that can make independent decisions. So we can go into a lot of why that's bad, consolidated the banking down to that level, but on a decentralized banking standard like we have now, then independent banks like my local area has a relationship with me, knows what my local area needs, and can give me loans based off of that, versus some bank, in another country or, on the other side of the world that doesn't know what I need, nor do I have a relationship. And so that makes consolidation of banking will lead to a consolidation of the business. So that's step number one. But the big problem is that money as we know it is gone. It sort of already is. Gold was money. I could hold that money as a bearer instrument. I could bury it in the backyard. Even today we have cash. I could put that cash under my mattress or in my safe. A central bank digital currency is a completely digital currency that I don't have. What we basically have at that point is the government gives me credits. And they decide how many credits I get if I'm a good boy,
right.
And they decide how many of those credits they will take away if I'm a bad boy. They can also decide what they can do with those credits. And so the big difference here is the government can already freeze my bank accounts if they want. They can already surveil my transactions if they want. But this is preemptive. This is programmable money. So now it's pre-crime. Now it's, hey, you've exceeded your carbon score, so maybe you can't buy gas. Or you've eaten, Robert eats way too much steak, your carbon score is too high, no more steak for you. Nothing good happens after midnight, so your money doesn't work after midnight, on and on and on. And we've already seen examples of this to already know where this goes. And of course, we've seen enough of the dystopian movies as well. So that's what a central bank digital currency is. No more money. Our government gives us credits based off of how good of a state actor we are, programs in advance what we can and can't do with that money. And it's the ultimate form of control. It's the ultimate form of stripping private property.
That's right.
And taking away our ability to use that private property as we see fit.
I would say it's the ultimate mechanism of social engineering as well. The Chinese social credit score system, in which if you say the wrong thing about the government, they'll turn off your money, or they'll disable it for certain purposes, or they'll publicly shame you on billboards.
Yep.
All that system it absolutely depends on the CBDC. If you cannot control the money, you cannot socially engineer people to that extent. So if you don't want to see social credit score systems in the West, then I think you have to refuse and reject CBDCs at all costs.
And as you said, people will start to sell